You got me fucked up. No, I'm not somebody that just lucked up. They seen this coming from the jump. Couldn't reach my level if you jumped up from the gun bust. They was saying unless you different, dog. Couldn't fade a nigga unless it was Clippers involved. NBA set a play, I'm the pick of them all. No NDA, tell everybody the shit that you saw. GOAT, make sure that it's properly read. Skip the show that I had, I hit the opera instead. Plotting at 6 million, really all that I'm wanting. All the shit that you dream about, I already done it, cause I'm a goat. 2020, dog, that's the height of my vision. You wanna see God's work, then you pay me a visit.
You wanna see God's work, then you pay me a visit. Garnett Briscoe has a mic on his nose. It looks... you look disgusting. Yo, that's disgusting.
I ain't been feeling that.
I'm not either, my nigga. You look like you've been blacked, nigga. That's this. You're
then he it's looking like he trying to like get the mic to rub on his head.
Yeah, it's like that's so wild, bro. Like, why would you do that? Can you please raise your seat? Please.
It's comfortable.
Yeah, if you comfortable with that shaped shadow draped across your face, you got a problem. As you can tell by the bullshit that's going on, you have now tuned in to the Devinwade Show. I am your host, DevNasty, Dangerous DevNasty, and aka Choke Your Mom Out, Choke Your Pop Out. And Garnett is over here acting like he want to get choked out by a dick.
No,
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Acted like that.
I mean, it was right on your.
I wasn't thinking like that.
Yeah, no one else they
But
call
you
that
come on
mics.
now,
I just had to rest my head real quick.
Listen,
On
You
the
didn't
mic?
rest. You didn't rest.
It was resting on your head.
It rested.
No, it wasn't.
It was sitting there.
You do not want to
I ain't gonna hold you.
I'm gonna just shut up because this is getting worse.
I think the average person would have seen what we seen and how the mic is just sitting on your head and you like rubbing your head. Like, it really reminds me of one of those scenes when the girl getting just
slapped with the
all
thing,
her
all
cheek
on her.
hair here.
Well, listen,
The
players
dumb
fuck up. I didn't mean to do it like that. I just was chilling.
Right.
Listen, man.
to get
But
low.
that song that just was on is completely fire, man. That joint is from Leicester, London. Lil Goat, man.
Heavy.
I know him as
Leicester, London, man.
I know him as
He's a great
famey. He'll
guy.
always be famey to
The
me, man.
goatie.
Super talented dude, rapper, producer, painter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything.
Now
bro.
he really like a little goat from the area, you know, that's been doing his thing. And again, just like a lot of the names we speak of when we talking about like the music scene, just somebody that, you know, God willing, man, is gonna get they just due. Been putting in a lot of work. You know, he's produced joints for myself, me and DJ Caesar. You know, of course, he's worked with Don Michael and, you know, just some of the same.
He's
some of the
worked with
same
like
family
everybody,
that's-
man.
yeah.
I mean, he was signed to Jerry Wonder,
Yeah.
and the crazy part was he had his label, you know, that he owned himself just in the hood was always called Wonder Music.
Yep.
He didn't know that Jerry Wonder had a joint called Wonder Music. So one day he was performing in New York, and Jerry Wonder heard them say that he was on Wonder Music. And that's how he ended up linking with him. Like, nigga, you ain't on Wonder. I'm Wonder Music. I guess now we both Wonder Music and signed him.
Dope.
Oh,
You know what
wow.
I'm saying? Yeah, and signed
Great
him.
minds
Legend,
think alike,
man.
man. Great
Yeah.
minds think alike.
Yeah, he got
That
that
guy's
bag and
definitely a
started
young legend.
wilding a little bit. He started wilding a little bit, man. But yeah, man. He said something interesting. He said, you know, what he say? Something about if you want to see God's work, you got to look at my vision. You know what I'm
Pay
saying?
me a visit.
Oh yeah. He said 2020 vision, and I'm saying there's a very godly vision that I just saw from somebody that I've argued a million times that, in my opinion, is the female Michael Jackson, but to me, better than Michael Jackson. And I've said this countless times. I'm not afraid to say it again. I'll stand by it. And that's motherfucking Beyonce Knowles, nigga. She just dropped the Beyonce is king, because I don't even call it the black is king, nigga. Beyonce is king. When I
Yes.
watch that shit, She's amazing.
You really think she better than Mike?
Absolutely. What? And I'm talking about
music.
I'm talking about barring him jerking off and licking boys' buttholes. I'm not even counting the fact that he definitely did that. I'm not counting that. I'm saying even if he would have refrained from white boys' buttholes, I still think that Beyonce.
Stop doing that to Mike.
No, I'm trying to paint a world where he didn't do it, even though he did.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
okay.
So even in the other world where he didn't rape kids, Beyonce knows would still be better than him.
Creatively, I would say yeah. Reason being because she just does like some avant-garde type shit.
Yo, you gotta tell us what that mean. That
That
mean when
like
niggas fight with swords.
That just means drastic big.
What was that word again?
Avant-garde.
Avant-garde.
I thought that's when they
Is
fight.
that French?
I
You
thought
said
that's
that's
when
like
they
real
sword
big.
fight. Not
You said
the
that's like
No, like
So it can be like.
Don't they be
big,
like
though.
vanguard?
I said avant-garde.
They do be.
No, she
Not
said
avant-garde.
she said avant-garde, and you said it means like big.
It means like, drastic, like, something just very different and big.
Use that on my short. It's the avant-garde.
Yo, get vanguard on my drawers, nigga.
You know what I'm giving you tonight? The avant-garde.
Yo, we might have to make those draws, man. We gotta look up. Please Google and make sure that's the definition before she have us saying some other shit about our shit.
could you
Vanguard draws.
I want to actually like hear from you and Wally because we know that y'all actually got a chance to like check the full joint out.
Yeah.
Like I caught the video because she dropped how she dropped when she be doing like the sneaky shit.
Yeah.
They said she dropped it like 3 a.m. You know what I mean?
She
While
did.
people, while
She can do
people-
whatever
while-
the fuck she want, can't
Right.
she?
Well, listen, we know how Beyonce give it up. We know that it's no rules. They run.
Oh, it's
they
not
make their own.
avant-garde. No, it is. It is.
So what is all the Wally got us about to write some bullshit on our draws?
Make it say it out loud.
She was
No.
ready to fuck it up like it's not avocado.
Go ahead. But, guys.
This is
Back to
what
this.
happens when I don't give
Musically-
when I don't give my co-host intros, shit start fucking up. So you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. To the left of me.
No, I was right. I was right. I was
hold on.
right.
What?
I was right. It's basically, it's like artistic, it's musical, and it's basically like, it's like an unorthodox or daring radical relating to
Got you.
experimental
Cannot
treatment.
use that
I can't
on
use
your
it on-
shorty.
Yeah.
Unless you talk about your music.
I can't.
He can't have a radical penis.
It's basically innovative.
My
new.
sex can't be radical and just drastic.
Listen.
No, but it can be innovative. Like if your penis is innovative and is doing something different and innovative in the
Listen.
vagina, we don't know. It might
we,
work.
listen, we're just gonna leave avant-garde where it's at. Like, we're gonna get back to the queen. The queen that sneakily shakes the world up. I want y'all to fill us in on just some of the details. Because we're gonna go check it out. Me and G gonna go check it out. I checked out the video. She did drop a music video part of it. That I think it's called Already. And when I seen that, I was like, oh, when the fuck did Beyonce do something?
I mean, for me on a musical end, it's top quality music. And when I say that, I mean there's always good songs. We like a lot of dumb shit. We like yeah. And she's made some dumb shit that was great. The 7-Eleven joint, that was amazing. But this is just high quality music, and to the point where a lot of it doesn't have that necessarily like a radio friendly type sound. So you need to kind of see the visual with it to really get the gist or the whole feel of the entire thing. And everything has this like Mother Earth, just motherland African feel. You know what I'm saying? The drums, everything, dog, is ridiculous. And she has a lot of I don't know these artists. These artists are either like Afrobeat, artists and stuff like that.
Like from Africa.
Yeah. And there is so you hear these different talented rappers, singers on joints, and you like, yo, who the fuck is this? Like, I think Beyonce, then you look up and it'll be some other lady and they body and shit. Tierra Whack got a fucking all-star part on there where it was like,
love Tierra Whack.
it's like, oh, she's arrived now. Like when you see it, like when the songs start off, this is like one of the joints that's closer to the end. When that start off and the beat is crazy, and then she rapping, I'm like, yo, who that? I know that ain't Tierra Whack. Camera get up close.
Yeah, because it start low.
Yeah.
And then it comes all the
I
way up.
said, oh, she on. She on now. And I say that because we all Philadelphia area people.
Shout out to
you know what I'm
Philly.
saying? So seeing somebody get that kind of look is just like,
Do y'all
amazing.
remember real quick just on Tierra Whack? Do y'all remember her before she left Philly and became Tierra Whack?
no.
No. Mm-mm.
That's what I'm saying. See, that's how you know.
I know people that knew of her just running around in like the Philly underground scene and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I never came across her, but I know people that, you know, had shows and things like that she performed on.
She been like phenomenal. She used to run around as Dope Dizzle. If I'm not mistaken, Dope Dizzle was like one of her, because it was a couple of them, so I don't want to mess it up.
Well, she definitely made her come up on the name then.
Please excuse me if anything is incorrect, because it was her, it was Lean Bean, it was a couple before like the Lee Mazes. I mean, Lee Mazes was probably around, but before she really like got in front of the camera and shit. But she was Dope Dizzle, and Ant from We Run the Streets used to do shit with her. I know I used to see him pushing her.
Her name was Dizzle Diz.
Okay, Dizzle Diz. And yeah, like, and I just know, but maybe Dope Dizzle was like one of the aliases that they used to run with, but I just know she used to kill shit then, though. She was killing shit then on like some stone cold rap and shit. And then next thing you know, of course, she did whatever decision she made in her life. And next thing you know, we got Tierra Whack. She left somewhere and she worked with some different people and
came back extra artistic.
Extra. I mean, she switched up a few things, but she still kills shit when she rap. She still body shit when she rap.
It's phenomenal though if you watch it, man. Like it was like so much going on the screen, and it's like a lot of parts on there that people could watch and kind of like pick up their own thing, or people will probably start saying, I think they meant that they were trying to convey this. It's like artwork when people look at a painting and they're like, I think they're trying to say this, or another person's arguing. But it's certain parts that I want you to really like look for. Is a part where these people come out and start riding around on red motorcycles. The beat get crazy, and some like kind of like light skin joint start rapping in the wood, like she in the woods or something like that. I don't know who the fuck it was, but nigga, phenomenal.
You said they showed like they was showing like just like powerful clips of powerful rich black people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The same way that if you got, rich white people, if you got rich Asian people, you might see them have Latino servants. You might see them have black servants, because
it's not even a might. It was standard for a long time. Yeah. That was just what it was.
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't, any of them, that's what they had in their cribs. You feel what I'm saying?
In this video, you could tell the roles were reversed.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm not going to say she the first to do that, because I remember, shout out to the nigga that, once again, I'll say it again, that can't lose a versus Kanye West. Because when his movie came out, that was the ultimate diss to Amber Rose. Remember, it was like a whole diss album? Yeah. When that nigga had all white people serving all black people at his joint.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Remember, they was sitting at the table and it was like, did you notice she was a bird? Your girl was a bird? Remember, she was like literally a bird in the video, but it was like he sent some ill shots to Amber on that joint. But not in this joint, they had like a white servant brushing their teeth for him.
Right. You said the teeth had diamonds in them.
Yeah, they had diamond teeth and was getting their teeth brushed by a bull. Then they had another one that was, I think it might have been the same servant, but he was like carrying Beyonce's train of her dress. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like while she was like moving around and dancing and shit like that. That shit was fire. The only thing that actually looked weird in this joint was Pharrell, nigga. He was in this joint. He looked like
you let a nigga brush your teeth, man?
Nah.
That's a little overboard.
Nigga, you just was acting like you wanted a nigga to brush your teeth the way you had that microphone. That microphone rested on your lips.
You let a baddie brush your teeth. You let a bad one brush your teeth?
I don't know. That's personal. I don't know. That's a little personal.
Yo, just don't let them brush your tongue, nigga. That's the part. You know what I mean? Got Gagging Garnett in the building. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like that name.
Doing that to my
I don't like that name.
Stop doing that to
I don't like that name, bro. I don't like that one.
But yo,
I don't think we should
the nigga,
keep that one.
if y'all would have saw Pharrell, hold up, because Wally gonna go in on the fashion shit in a second. But I don't know if Wally's seen it. Did you see Pharrell's fashion in it?
Let me double check because
please, because you're about to give us this rundown
this
of
nigga
the great designers,
like,
and he telling us that it looked like motherfucking Oscar the Grouch.
No. He looked like he looked kind of like a gangster Luigi, like from Mario and Luigi.
That's crazy.
He had like this green outfit on, dog. That shit was weird.
It was green.
It was like
I only saw portions of this, but I got all into the fashion aspect, but let me see what
that's what
Pharrell
you do. You came here with these big new words and shit.
But this is what I will say though too. The depiction of black people in these videos and this shit that, you know, Beyonce, Hove, and some others are making is super powerful. And it actually stands out real crazy because you realize how bad we're depicted and depict ourselves a lot of times. Because I know mad people that's like, for example, that's not like into black women like that or whatever, that watched shit like, what was the Black Panther? And came out like, I need a Nubian queen.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because all it took for them to see something in a certain light. And it shows you that when you do see other races constantly put in this great light, it can fuck with even what your attraction is. When you watch something like this, how powerful it is, it had you on your Nubian shit. Like, had you really on your shit.
Psychological.
Yeah, and Beyonce said something, a quote, super powerful in this joint. And she said, "We were beauty before they knew what beauty was."
Absolutely. That's a fact.
And that shit, like, even when she was showing when you saw all the women in it, when you saw everybody, when she talked about how dark their skin was and how that made them glow and made them shine, it was just a powerful, powerful message in that joint, yo. And it was a lot of Kelly Rowland in it.
She
had
yeah,
Lupita.
Yeah.
She
Kelly in
had
it?
Naomi
Campbell, yeah.
Naomi
What?
Campbell.
Kelly on the
Rowland.
record, like she's singing.
Nah, Kelly Rowland was just chilling, nigga.
Yeah, in
She'd
the video.
pop up just sitting there looking at the camera while they, you know what I mean? Looking like, yeah. Yeah, they
I
did.
think-
Nah,
Listen,
Kelly
man, I
Rowland
think-
is beautiful. That's like an understatement. That
Again,
woman
like,
is a goddess.
I just really want to give it up to the Carters because, like, I love Jay-Z.
And he bent that joint too. He was on there too, of course.
Jay's on it?
Oh,
I'm
he
not
had
gonna
to,
even.
of course.
I don't even want to give Jay all that credibility.
Hold up.
Hold on, no. Hold on, just hear what
Slow
I'm about
down.
to say because you said the Carters, but this is you could tell this is.
Why
all
you saying that? Because
Beyonce.
Jay got kids in Philly that he don't claim? Is that
Nah,
it?
that's not why I'm saying
Oh,
that.
you
I'm
saying-
not saying that
what are you
because
saying?
you know
Hold on.
I feel like a lot of
What are
us.
you saying?
I'm about to get in a whole different conversation.
It's cool.
But we don't need to.
Nah,
because
let's get
you
it.
saying Jay might have not had no input
he might
behind the
have had a
scenes?
little something, but I feel like the creative part is Beyonce.
Absolutely.
And I feel like people always just try to associate Jay with her creativity. And at the end of the day, she be coming with that
believe
that whole
it.
creativity.
Yeah, but let me
That-
tell you something. I'm
and
gonna tell.
this is Beyonce
She
shit.
the queen,
All right,
but she
but-
the queen. But that's just like vice versa. If you don't think Beyonce is going to give some input on Jay-Z,
No, absolutely.
And-
but
and-
we need
and-
to make sure that we're just saying Beyonce.
Yeah, but
because
hold on.
this is
the thing. This is the thing, though. On their black, family unit shit, Jay-Z is God body.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And there was a lot of God body shit in there too.
right.
Like
Which
we talking about like on some the black man is
Yeah.
God shit was in that shit. So that's how you know that even that influence as a husband,
as a husband, absolutely.
to
we ain't discrediting the
no,
queen.
not all. 'Cause I said
We
she's the
just
greatest
gotta
on the planet. She's
we
greater
just-
than Michael Jackson.
We just got to shout the king.
Oh no, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
I just don't want to,
and shout out to
people
his son in Philly, because that's
Stop.
the one thing. And
The
one thing
shit-
that rubs me
listen,
wrong
and-
with
and-
Jay. That's
and
my
ju-
nigga.
And just for the record, for the people out there, because I've seen people like, even in my group chat, my homies, some people have a tight, just a thing with how I ride for Hove and how I ride for Jay-Z. And I just feel like, okay, nobody perfect. I ain't perfect. Ain't nobody out this bitch perfect. But if we really look at this man and like some of the shit that I've just heard people say, and even B2, like everything they do, period. Like the positive shit they do and the fighting that they do and the cultural shit that they do compared to like the bullshit that people be trying to like taint they shit with.
Yeah.
It don't make
They
no
worship the
sense, bro.
devil.
Yeah, it don't make no sense. Man.
They're satanic
We
images.
ain't got, listen, people
Dumb
always
shit.
talking shit about we ain't got no celebrities speaking up. Where are celebrities at? And you got to understand that at the end of the day, shit do got to get done a certain way. Sometimes motherfuckers ain't coming out just straight on an interview on DM. You ain't gonna see Jay-Z on Instagram like, yeah, it's wrong. You not
He
doing
make
that.
power moves.
Right.
That's going to affect the real situation.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
They
No, no.
talk through their
He-
music.
Yeah.
Like that's artistic shit. Like
But
this
he
shit
talk,
right here.
absolutely.
he talked more than through his music. Hove was bailing people out
Yeah.
And
Hove was
Rock Nation is like another branch of government.
Yeah,
to me.
right. That's what I'm
they
saying.
Doing mad
And
shit.
even that, when you mention Rock Nation, is somebody right now that's going to hear this and say, "Oh, but they got baby girl up there."
Man, I don't give a fuck about none of that.
My whole
Yeah.
thing is this though. But I'm gonna give them something on it. My whole thing is this though, right? My whole thing is like I don't condone in nobody ratting. I don't condone in no situation like that. When I know about a situation and I know the ins and outs of a situation, whatever the case may be. But even then, when a person do some shit like that in their life, is their life over? Because a person could have been in the streets and then whatever, you got caught in some street shit, you did some bullshit, you did it the wrong way, whatever, that was street shit.
You never belonged out there. You never belonged there, and now you in the corporate
now
world.
you get a job in a professional company,
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you know
doing
how to
something
do that
different.
well. And you know how to do that well.
Right. So the street people, because these are who lives by the snitch code, right?
Right.
So this is the street people that's saying, oh no, she shouldn't be working up there then. But to anybody else that's like a regular civilian,
Right.
and a corporate person, they're
Right.
like, oh well, even a rat
What
gotta still get a job.
Yeah, so what they
Right.
supposed to be saying is you ain't supposed to be working in the street no more. You've been fired from the street business. But in the corporate business, the two shits don't go together.
And,
Right.
and
You know what I
guess
mean?
what? If you end up at fucking Rock Nation or whatever, and you getting a deal, you doing some music,
You
nigga,
gonna
and
sign that
selling
contract.
weed, and you still selling weed, then just don't mention it. Nigga, keep it to your fucking self.
Yeah.
Rock
If you
Nation
feel, if you
approaching
feel
me
like
right
that,
now.
if you feel like it's some crazy shit going on, I just feel like Jay-Z and them, anything that's around him is gonna get put on him. Anything that somebody do that's around
Absolutely.
him,
It's
any of them,
because
like,
he's the
you know what I mean?
face. He's the
It's
head.
supposed
No,
to.
I
though.
ride for Hove. I just
Yeah.
I ride for Hove, but I just like to be fair on the platforms and mention the dirt, the grime, and the good. Because Hove is the greatest rapper
Of
ever
all time.
to me.
Yes,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, I
and
say
then
the same.
and then Drizzy is Drizzy there. He on some shit. He's on some
Drizzy
shit.
definitely
He's
close.
on some shit. So that's to be
That's who
to
they be
be seen.
lining up with your boy.
Huh?
Mr. Can't Lose the Verses. That's who they be trying to line up
Oh
with.
no, I feel that, but I think Kanye is a certain feeling in that shit that I think that Kanye can't lose. But what I will say is this too. We talked about nobody perfect, but what I will say is on fucking paper, Beyonce is. I still ain't seen Beyonce in no real like scandal from her side or nothing like that. Beyonce did this shit Beyonce did this shit like nobody ever did it, bro. Like
But
Beyonce.
the thing is with Beyonce is that
Unscathed.
she moves in a way where like people don't understand what sometimes I feel like people don't understand more of the creative aspect behind it. What was being done? Why she did this? Why did she go into Black history and African tradition? Why is she speaking, about these elements and putting them in her video? Like, why is she doing these things, right? So, what I kind of want to read a little bit is what she posted and, what she basically meant. She basically stated, with this visual album, I wanted to present elements of Black history and African tradition with a modern twist and a universal message, and what it truly means to find your self-identity and build a legacy. I spent a lot of time exploring and absorbing the lessons of past generations and the rich history of different African customs. While working on this film, there were moments where I felt overwhelmed, like many others on my creative team, but it was important to create a film that instills pride and knowledge. So what she wanted people to gain out of this by watching this is to feel inspired, build a legacy that's gonna impact the world like she did.
Like
And
my man Dev said he felt
Exactly.
when he got done watching it.
Yeah, just
There's-
seeing her daughter, like you see this little Beyonce, like kind of like stepping in her mom's shoes, like doing some of the parts and shit like that, and just being able to see this is the product of that Jay-Z that you heard talk about all that grimy shit from 96
Right.
on, and now these kids get to grow up like Kardashians, except they're growing up filled with knowledge.
Everybody, listen,
you know what I'm saying?
everybody grows, man, and that's a big jewel for like people that's out there right now, bro. Stop thinking you like gotta be one way all your life. Stop thinking because you was in the streets and you did so long in the streets that changing is corny or changing is like selling out or sucker shit. You supposed to grow. Everybody supposed to grow. That one part of Jay-Z's life that Dev is talking about was a very vital part, because Jay-Z, a lot of his street raps helped me when I was in the streets because he was saying shit that made sense. You understand what I'm saying? It probably helped a lot of young kids out there too. That was a chapter in that man's life where he saved lives through what he was doing by slipping the medicine, putting the medicine in the candy, because it was the only way you could get the gems out. Because if you would have, they talked about all this. They talked about Jay-Z when he first did like some of his big records and shit like that, like even on Big Pimpin'. Jay-Z was talking about like cocaine, but it was being talked about in a way where the big execs at the labels didn't even know what the fuck he was talking about. They just like, it's just so cool. It's just so high.
Even me, I'm such a big fucking Hov fan. And I thought he was kind of bullshitting when he said, truthfully, I want to rhyme like common sense, but I did 5 minutes. When he talked about that, I was like, man, that nigga don't want to rhyme like common sense. But then you saw later on when he started growing that fro out.
That 444 album.
And it was like, wait a minute. He really meant that then,
bro,
and always had that capability.
Bro, listen, you know how bad, bro. You know how bad. Like look, the hairs on my arms stand up, bro, when you say shit like that, because you know how bad in my 10-year career that I've had as an artist, that I be sitting at home knowing I got sons, knowing all this shit we already going through, and I be like, Rich, man, you need to like, I really want to switch to music. I really want to go like, but that's not it. That's not it. With what we dealing with right now, for real, like positive music. The fuck positive music gonna do for us? Like, to be honest, like, and don't get me wrong, I like some of the shit because it still come with the gems. Right. It still come with the fight. You know what I mean? And I like that type shit. But as far as just making some happy shit, like we happy, like everything is all peaches and cream for us, how the fuck we gonna make that?
It's hard. It's harder. It's hard because what he's talking about is, now what I will say is there are people that can paint a picture from where they wanna be, not where they're at. I was always a person that had to paint the picture kind of from where I was at. Like, I'm the type of nigga that can't rap as good when I got a girlfriend. Like something as simple as that. Because my life becomes more settled down. I'm not getting into bullshit. I'm not at the club. I'm not fucking with bitches. So you don't really
have any type of like story to tell.
Because my raps is like literally like, this is what happened when I was out. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny that you say that because I don't know if people watch World of Dance with Neo, J-Lo, and I forgot the other guy's name. Shout out to him, but I forgot his name. Neo said something to one of the performers, and he was just like, maybe you need to go through something, and maybe you'll have more passion in your dance. And they looked at him like, Derek, sorry, that's his name. Derek and J-Lo looked at him like, he's like, nah. He was like, my best music is when I was going through heartbreak.
Who said that?
Neo said that.
See, you want to know the difference is Neo makes his own music. J-Lo don't.
Yeah.
So that's why J-Lo might, because J-Lo is basically you hand her something and she performs it. And shout out to J-Lo.
But she kind of agreed, but she then,
shout out to J-Lo.
At first she looked at it, and then you could tell she sat there and she thought about it, and she was like, you know what? Like you could tell, like she was hesitant to say what she wanted to say, but she was like, maybe you do need to have a little bit more grunt and a little bit more passion in what you're doing. Like you can't be sitting there all happy like a ballerina, like woo, all happy, and you got these other kids performing and they all crying and sweating and going hard and all that. Like you could tell, like they here for a reason. They went through some shit and they trying to get out of that shit.
Yeah, it is a big difference because anytime a person's on them dance shows, singing shows, when they body that shit and when they done, they can't even keep their face together.
Right.
That's that nigga that's like, this might get me out the fucking projects, nigga.
Yeah.
But that's what I was saying, like, Richie, like, sometimes, like, and back to what we were referencing in regards to Jay-Z, I remember listening to an interview, or was it a podcast? I forgot what it was. I can't really reference it right now. But I remember them saying something about Jay, and it was just like, there was so much shit that Jay wanted to do before he even... that 444 shit, he had that in him back at Reasonable Doubt. He had that then. The streets wasn't ready to listen to what he had to say in those moments. They wasn't ready to hear the 444 shit. They wasn't ready to hear that. So that's why he knew little by little, like, okay, I got to give them a little bit. I can't give them all of this because they not going to understand. The fans are going to get lost. And they're not going to receive all the information you're trying to give in those songs. So that's why now he's in a place where he can do that shit. You get what I'm saying? So.
Nah, but what else? No. Talk about some of the shit like they had on, man. Some of that shit they was wearing in that shit.
I mean,
man.
Let me tell you something. Beyonce had all the designers on this shit. Like, I mean, when I said she had everybody making her shit for this, not only she had black designers, but shout out to Ducky Confetti. He's from New York. He did a whole like money, like 2-piece outfit, like silk pants with the matching top. Like, let me tell you something. This guy, Ducky's been out for a long time. He's been doing fashion. He not only he does like regular fashion stuff, but he makes accessories. But the fact that he was able to create something for Beyonce, it just shows like there's opportunity for anybody that's
What's his name?
Ducky Confetti.
Where you from?
He from New York.
That's
Black
like a
guy.
magical moment.
Shout out to Ducky, but I'm gonna tell you this.
That's like a designer name. Hell of a name.
I'm gonna tell
Ducky
Ducky.
Confetti.
I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
Ducky something, man. I don't give a fuck, Ducky. You cheated because I've never seen Beyonce in something that didn't flatter her. Nothing.
Oh,
She
yeah.
got 100 fucking outfits on in this fucking joint, and it's like, what Beyonce wear that she don't look like motherfucking Beyonce?
I feel like, honestly, like whatever she wore made the fashion. It didn't make her. It made the designer.
That's why
That
I said
shit, like-
I should have been a designer on that shit because I could have got that off, and I can't even dress. I could have put some bullshit on Beyonce. Beyonce just looked like Beyonce.
She'll make anything look good.
It's crazy.
That's like the and you know, for people that's into fashion or whatever, like don't let the designer make you. You gotta make that designer shit look good. Don't be that person that's wearing that designer stuff and it's just like you're wearing it because it's the name.
Is that what you do, Wally? Are you saying that you make their shit look good? And
I
isn't-
make their shit look good.
Oh,
How
okay.
I put it together, how I do it, I make that shit look good. That don't make me. They don't pay me to wear their shit.
Okay.
I bought it with my own money.
Okay.
So of course you want to make it your own and make that shit look good.
Talk
Off
heavy.
that talk.
Talk heavy.
it.
Shout out to the Talk Heavy podcast.
But you know,
Fashionista.
some designers I'm gonna name that were in this.
You said Philly had somebody in it. Somebody from
Oh,
Philly.
this girl named Mel White. She actually made some accessories that said "Black is King," and she made another necklace that was in the movie. But she's awesome. Like Mel is an awesome chick. She shout out to her. She makes a lot of accessories and stuff.
It sounded like Beyonce had like a lot. Like she gave a lot of opportunities.
Yeah,
a lot of new
especially
people.
to local people.
Yeah,
Like,
a lot of
that's
new
the-
people, a lot of up and coming people involved in this project.
And higher in fashion too. I mean, you had Alexander McQueen, you had Balmain, you had Mugler. Like, come on now, Mugler.
Well,
Like,
them
that's the
niggas.
shit.
Well, them niggas didn't need an opportunity. Them
Nah, they
niggas-
didn't.
Yeah,
But let me tell you something. I bet you they wanted to be on that shit. She
Oh, that's
probably
a
didn't even
fact.
have to ask.
That's a fact.
Let me tell you something. They wanted to be on that shit.
But
And-
she also gave opportunities in her last concert joint. That was ridiculous with the marching band and all that shit was crazy.
absolutely.
Listen, didn't
For
she
the
just,
Coachella.
I like she posted a bunch of black-owned businesses and stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's why Mel. Shout out to Mel, yo. You are awesome. I bought a couple of her sex accessories before.
I
Back
thought
in
she
the
was
day.
about
Say
to
sex
listen.
Sorry.
Hey, Mel.
I thought she had.
Clean
These
that up.
guys
Listen,
on here
I
are
thought-
constantly
no,
on alert.
no.
When you hear something
She said she
minor-
bought Mel White. Her name Mel White.
Her name Mel White. On,
And she
shout
said
out
she
to her.
bought Mel White dildos because that's what she said.
I did
she
not
said
say that.
she said I bought some Mel White sex. She was about to say sex
I
toys.
said accessories. It kind of like sound like sex a little
Accessories.
bit.
I thought you
Yo,
was
what
gonna
about
say
that
tits.
high fashion accessories? We need to own that. Waleska D. Waleska D.
Man, y'all
accessories.
putting out gems.
Accessories.
Somebody gonna jack that.
No,
That's
no,
gone.
that's what I'm saying. We got
No, nobody better jack my shit.
Listen, hold on.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not
Hold on, wait.
I wouldn't jack my family, but
hold
I'm
on,
just
but you
telling
can't
y'all.
say jack when you talk
Yeah.
about dildos. You can't say somebody going jack.
If when we leave here, one of y'all don't go hop online and go trademark that
Oh,
or
yeah.
something, it's out of here.
Put Leonardo Vega on it, please. Can you tell
Vega
Leo
need to do that
in the in our
ASAP.
tech department or
But,
handle that?
Yeah, not only that, but she had a lot of like African artists as well in regards to fashion. I mean, she did her thing. And let me tell y'all something, people. Like when y'all think that, you know, us as minorities, Black, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Haitian, Jamaican, whatever, you get what I'm saying? When you think like, you know, y'all think we last or we can't do it, check out all the artists and all the fashion designers that are in this video, and that should inspire you in itself. That should inspire you to, like she said, build a legacy. Like, honestly, it inspired me.
Listen, they been doing. Listen, black people been putting on, and guess what happens every time black people invent something? They get motherfucking robbed.
Nah, bro,
They get
don't-
robbed.
Get jacked.
Anybody here ever been robbed?
Shit.
Yeah, I've been
I don't
robbed.
mean like
Garnett, you been robbed?
I don't mean robbed like as far as like an intellectual like property or a motherfucking hit.
you talking about like rob?
Yeah, I don't mean like a hit
You
podcast
have-
or nothing like that.
have
I'm
you
talking
ever
about
been
like a
robbed?
physical rob with a gun.
No,
Hold on, have you ever been robbed?
Not
I
with a
ha-
gun.
I haven't been robbed with a gun, but I had a guy. I was living in Union in North Jersey, and I was staying at my sister's house, and I was coming from, I don't know, probably school or something. I was going to school in New York at the time, and I remember I had an Android phone. It was like an HTC touchscreen joint. I ain't have
You
an
needed
Apple
to get
joint.
robbed.
Shut the fuck. At that time, not for nothing, Androids was lit. Apple phones wasn't really,
They
know,
was lit from
they
the
were.
moment they came out.
Yeah,
Continue.
but not everybody had them. Not everybody had them.
Not everybody had them.
Nah.
Because
But
BlackBerry
I-
still was flourishing.
Listen. In 07, when the iPhone came out, that was it.
No, it wasn't. That's a lie.
Niggas
That's
holding
a
on to
lie.
Blackberries was this fucking
Nah.
Because BlackBerry still was cool.
Yeah,
little
because
ass
you had
buttons.
the BBM
Go
and all
ahead.
that.
For like 2 years, it was cool.
Not for a little bit longer than 2 years.
Fuck
Celebrities was using Blackberries forever.
Okay, guess
But
what?
anyway.
Rich people was like Wally.
No,
Continue.
I didn't-
Continue, Wally. So go ahead.
Anyway, I had this big ass Android phone, big ass screen, and I'm actually not paying attention, and it's dark on this one street. It was Columbus Boulevard, and I'm walking down, or Columbus Street or something, and I'm walking down to my sister's, and this guy hears steps like, and I'm hearing stuff, but I'm not paying it no mind. The dude came around me, grabbed my phone out my hand, and just ran. Like, I was
took
just
off.
like, I was just sitting there like, did this nigga really just take the phone out my hand? And
What kind of
just,
sneakers
like,
did you have on?
I don't even, I probably had sandals. It was the summertime.
Oh, yeah, so you couldn't
I
catch
wasn't
it.
chasing him. I chalked that.
Are you fast
He said,
anyway?
fuck
Just
that phone.
I'm fast, but I'm not for my phone. Fuck that. Get
Listen,
it
no,
going.
that's what, this is why I asked, because
that
first
phone.
off, Waleska's legs is super
she
like
different.
muscular, like she ready to
Yeah,
go,
I wasn't-
like she
She
can run
different.
real fast.
She different from me.
So she might have
took
like
off.
jumped the whole block and called him.
I left. Listen, he ran so like he was running while he was grabbing the phone. There was like no stop, no like yield in
This
between.
nigga, agility was on 1,000.
Yeah, like he was out. He was like
Spider-Man
grabbed
robbed
it
her.
and left. Like
I had a
Climbed
snatch.
right up
one,
on fucking
one of my
building.
robbery situations was a snatch like that. I've been robbed
Really?
a couple times. Yeah.
But was it a snatch of a chain snatching?
Yeah, he snatched my chain. I was walking. I was actually leaving school. I was leaving school early. I was like, fuck school. I was going to sell drugs.
oh shit.
I was like, and I had on this gold like little baby Cuban that my mom used to give me. This was like before my shahada, before like I took matters into my own hands with like religions and stuff like that. And I used to just go off like my mom and what she believed. And my mom used to make us wear this chain. Like, oh, you're blessed with the chain. Never take it off. I was like, all right, cool. So I used to keep it on. It was a nice chain anyway. And one day I left school early, and the dude walked up, and I seen him walking up, of course. And he walked up, and he was like, yo, that's a nice chain, Pop. And he like stopped. So I like stopped. I'm like, okay, cool. It's all right. You know what I mean? And while I'm saying that, he just grabbed, and took off. I'm like, at first, I was kind of like in a moment of shock.
In shock, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like in shock. I'm like, did this nigga just take my chain? And then
Off
I'm
your
looking
neck.
at him, and I know I'm kind of fast too. I'm like, I'm on his ass. So I take off. I'm on him too.
Yo, is it only niggas in our hood that pat their
their
chest
chest
when
when
they
they
talk
running?
about running? Because I've never seen it anywhere else.
I think it come from like beatboxing.
Oh, okay. So
Nah, but a lot of niggas from this area do that.
yes, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Everybody
yeah,
pat
we
their
do
chest
that.
when they talk about. Then I was out.
Yeah, no bullshit. Listen, and this is a true story. He was running, and I was catching him anyway. But then I seen somebody, and the person seen me. It was a guy I played baseball with him, John Wilson. We played at Whitman Park, Little League. And my guy, funny guy. We had a good relationship. And he was like, Rich! And I was like, yeah, grab him! Because he seen what was going on.
Yeah.
Man, listen, he grabbed that nigga. It was over for dude. I ain't gonna hold you. I was mad. Like, I get mad over shit like that. Like, you rob me and like do it in a fucked up way where like we get the press back up on you or we know you who you did it. Like, cause I was trying to like break his. I had his leg. I told my man, I was like, "Yo, no, hold him." I'm trying to do like wrestling shit. I'm putting like his leg like off the curve into the street.
Yeah, so
and
that
trying to
so
jump
that you
on
can
that.
hyperextend,
Yeah, I
so you
wanted-
could bust through
I
the
wanted
kneecap.
to jump on the middle.
I love
and
that.
Like
What? These
yeah,
niggas is
no,
crazy.
Yeah.
like real like savage shit because you try to take
Yeah.
something from me.
Yeah, see, if you put
I get
you
it.
put the heel on the ground and then the leg is stuck there, and then if you step on the knee,
I know exactly what you're
Yo,
talking about.
listen, I was that
They
hot,
breaking
bro.
joints
Like
and
first
shit.
of all, when my man grabbed him, my man started winging on him when he grabbed him because he knew it was something. It was a violation in play. So as soon as my man grabbed him, he started winging on him. Wang, wang, wang. So when I get up there, he really already getting winged on by my man.
Wow.
So I'm just trying to think of something. I don't even really want to hit him too crazy. I just want to think of something very painful, very quick, and get out of there, get my chain. And then I got my chain back and went back to school. That was where I was so flabbergasted that it happened. It's like I had to tell people. So I went back to school to find my friends. Like, yo, y'all ain't gonna believe this shit.
Oh yeah, because he was cutting school in the beginning.
Yeah. I left
Came
school.
back.
I left school. Yo, that was the one time I got robbed on some snatching shit. I got robbed gunpoint, I think twice in my life. I think the first time was when I started grabbing my own pistols. You know, I was selling drugs. And yeah, one time they caught me and my brother slipping. They robbed me and my brother at the same. Shout to Polak Mikey. Remember that, Mikey? We got robbed together. That was crazy. We got robbed together, and I ain't gonna hold you. This was like my first time getting robbed. I was like 14. I was still like fresh in the streets. I think I called these niggas back for like a bag of weed they forgot.
Shut up.
Like, yo, hold up. It's one more in my pocket.
Yo, that's the weird. Yo, I got some weird shit. Go ahead, keep
Yo,
going.
listen, no bullshit. That was the first time some weird shit. I swear to God, I think I called the niggas.
Like, hold up, you gotta come back.
Yeah,
You missing one.
I think they was walking off like, yo, hold up, one more. Like on some bullshit. Listen, yeah, shout to the guys that stuck me up, man. They was legendary Polak stick up boys. They, God willing, they alive. I don't know, but
I'm sure they're not. But continue.
yeah, you're right. A lot of them ain't. But I think that was the second time, and then the third time is the one time I could remember because I felt like I was set up, and that was one time I was gambling. You know, I was gambling with some people, and I was young. I was like 14, 15, but when I used to fuck with them dice, like I had a nice arm. I had like a nice arm with the dice. Like, for real, street days.
Yo.
Nice arm with the dice.
He was crying like he was Tom Brady.
No, bro, no. It be, listen. But listen, see, y'all. See,
hold on, wait. This nigga's name is Bet Favre.
Yo, listen. Yo, nah, for real, that's a good
Y'all
one.
crazy, yo.
Bet Favre. I was a young Bet Favre.
Is crazy.
Nah, listen, I was really young. You can ask any street people. This is a thing where dudes are like legendary for like being able to shoot dice. Dice is like a sport in hoods. You know what I mean?
It is.
You got some dudes, they just got like a mean arm.
He was trying to go to the league.
Yeah, I was
game.
I was a young Bet Favre. I really used to like buck numbers. I get on the dice and I get hot and buck numbers. And this night I raped everybody. And I remember it was like old heads and
That's
everything.
a crazy quotable. Go ahead.
I remember it was like
At
old
night,
heads.
I raped everybody.
Yeah. I should have probably used something different instead of rape, right?
Yeah, that sounded wild.
Anyway, listen, I bucked the whole game. I'm up probably like $3,000, 20-something hundred. And I should have known. This one, stuff like this I'll never forget. Because this is the stuff that makes me who I am now. And I'll never really like I pray to God that God like just shows me everything that I need to see so I can never slip again. You know what I'm saying? Because I really learned how people are. You know what I'm saying? Because I bucked the game was over. I got like 2,500 on me, right? I got two dudes walking with me that I like, came up with. And next thing you know, I'm walking. I'm like in the front a little because I walk fast. So I'm like in the front. They like dragging to the back. And as we get up the motherfucking street, I see some dudes. Mind you, the dice game was about 7 blocks down. So I ain't gonna hold you. I still feel like to this day, like somebody made a call. Yeah. Soon as I start walking off that game, somebody made a call. And before I got 4 blocks up the street, it was like 4 niggas surrounding the car.
Ooh.
And when I got up there, and I'm seeing them talking, I'm thinking they just talking. I'm ready to walk by them. And then I got 2 dudes with me. I thought I had 2 dudes with me.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was crazy. They was right there with me. But then listen, by the time I got up to the dudes with the gun, when I got up, they just turned around like this. They didn't say nothing and put them shits to me, to my chest.
Mm-hmm.
The dudes that was with me already running. They already ran.
Shit.
They gone. They took off. I wish they would at least said something like, yo, that look funny. We out of here.
Yeah.
But they just ran. And I just ended up being stuck like, and this is why, like, to this day, man, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. And guess what? A motherfucker might could hear this and be like, I was there. I was around. Oh, guess what? If you did some bullshit, suck it up, nigga. Like, when you do bullshit, you gotta suck it up. You gotta take accountability for that shit. It's been a long time in this world where, like, people, you know how they say, like, don't talk about your friends? Oh, you shouldn't talk about your friends. I feel like my friends shouldn't do shit that I'm gonna have to talk to you about. know what I'm saying? And if you are doing that type shit, and you the type of friend that's keep telling me like, oh well, come on, Rich, why you telling people? Why you pushing it under the? Oh, why we gotta talk about it? Why people gotta know about it? Why you trying to push it under the rug? Because I feel like when you keep pushing the bullshit under the rug, people keep doing it.
Yeah, I was
they
gonna
feel
say.
comfortable
Because they're not getting held accountable. There's no light on them.
Right, it's not being exposed.
Right,
that
no
you
light on
capable
them.
of this bullshit.
And it's probably more bullshit kept under the rug by other people that they
Yeah.
don't want
So
resurfacing.
so
at
my
the
whole
same
thing is
time.
like, listen, we all supposed to grow. You should want to grow. You know what I'm saying? And I just say that just to state some real facts. Like, cause we all be claiming that we homies, we cool, it's love, we know each other families. But then it be like some real like stone cold cross, real violation cross type shady shit to be done amongst these type of cliques and these type of people, bro.
Well, at least when I got robbed,
get it.
definitely wasn't no friends or nothing. I grew up in the Wu-Tang era, you know what I'm saying, that 96, 95, 96, 97. And back then, it used to literally be, I would say at a minimum, 7 is minimum niggas outside of a Chinese store with
sounded
full
about right.
mask on like coronavirus was out back
He
then.
said like Corona.
I'm talking about the pointy joints. Remember the pointy nose joints? Niggas used to wear the pointy nose mask. Everybody out there. They was inside.
The Maha mask.
Yeah, they used to be inside the Chinese store and on the outside. So when we in the crib, Chinese stores used to be open dumb late. I'm talking about middle of the night shit. And my boy is like hungry as hell. He not even from like around the neighborhood. Like he's from a little better area. So he like, man, I want some Chinese food. Can y'all walk with me? Can we go? We like, all right. So we go, we walk up there. This nigga is Tommy Hill from head to toe. You know what I mean? Because that was the shit back then. He got the Tommy Hill sweater, down to the Tommy Hill drawers, Tommy Hill socks, nigga.
Got you
Like
jammed up.
he had everything on, right? So the nigga had on the motherfucking what was popping them herringbones? He had like the herringbone joint on. He had a cell phone, everything, but not on no drug shit, on some suburb shit. So we walk to the joint. We gotta walk through the nigga. Excuse me. You know what I mean? Get through. Go in there, order the food. While we walking back, this nigga so hungry. We walking down Westfield. We in Camden, but we walking into Pennsauken. So we walking down Westfield, and this nigga is like far behind us because he's mad hungry, like trying to eat his food. Like,
What Chinese store y'all went to on Federal Street?
this is on 41st.
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 the one right there on the corner.
That used to be called Golden City.
Right.
So we go from there. We walking all the way up to 46. Where like Walgreens is at.
Yeah.
Bust the left. And start walking down one of them dark regular streets.
And it's dark as shit
Yeah,
on them
like
streets.
it's just completely pitch black, right? So we walking down the joint, but he far behind us. All of a sudden, we just hear, "You run, yo!" I look back, I see 2 shadowy figures with the shiniest guns in their hands. Like both niggas was double gunned, like double guns, right? Shiny guns under the moonlight, right?
Y'all met some real super villains that night.
So you know, all the yards was all really connected, and all they used to put is these little thin wires to separate everybody's lawn from each other. So he trips over one of the lawn joints. Boom! We look back. They over top of him with the pistols. We like a block away, and we just see this nigga on the ground, like just arms up, like please, like you know what I'm saying, like he's please don't kill me, like he's screaming.
That's not funny, but that's funny.
So this is where we did the dumb Richard Nunez shit that we did.
Y'all
right?
went back and got robbed with it.
So look, we like, yo, we can't leave him there, yo. I mean, we literally watching this shit like a movie all the way down the street, and it happened to be like kind of little street light to give it like a perfect. We could see what's going on. So we looking like ain't no cars gonna ride down this street or nothing. We fuck, yo, let's go over there. We can't leave him, but we was too dumb to think why not just like throw our wallets or our shit on the ground
And
here
then run back.
and then walk back.
You're not thinking about
Nah,
that, though.
we went back, coats on, chains on. I had my chain on.
You didn't even tuck it in?
No, yo, just
Niggas just went,
listen, niggas.
say, take me.
But that's how it be in those type
They
of
probably
situations.
thought
Though,
that
you
y'all
don't think.
thought that they was sweet.
So look, no, this the craziest part. So the niggas come back, we walk back up. So then one of the niggas come off and he got the guns on me and my man, right? Now, mind you, I'm like a depressed ass kid, like one of these just emo ready to kill myself anyway. So the nigga got the pistol to me, like, take the chain off. I'm like, you gotta take it off. You gotta at least earn this joint, dog. Like, just
He
take
said,
that
"Earn
shit.
this shit."
So he snatched he like snatched it off my neck. Boom. He like, what else you got? I'm like, man, just go in my pockets. Just go ahead. So the nigga go in the pockets, take all the shit. And it was funny because I wore glasses, but I didn't like to wear them. I'm blind as shit. My glasses was in my coat. Niggas took my coat, took all my shit. My peoples that was getting robbed, this nigga was in his drawers, nigga.
They wanted all that
He
Tommy
lucky
Hill
they ain't
figure.
say, yo, give me them Tommy Hill drawers. This nigga was down to the drawers. They took them jeans. They took that motherfucking sweater. They took them. He was out there barefoot, nigga. They took everything off this nigga. He was like, yo, you ever watch Home Shopping
But
Network?
that's how real robberies are.
No.
You get stripped naked.
Listen,
Yo.
you ever saw on Home Shopping Network where the niggas is telling you like, this is a Movado watch. This, that.
Yeah.
He was like that advertising that shit. He was like, I swear to God, this is a tag heuer. This is a tag heuer watch. This is worth whatever. Just don't kill me. He was telling them everything he got. I got a cell phone. It got the bill prepaid. Like, this nigga was giving them everything.
I just still can't believe y'all went back.
We went back. So look, so then
To get robbed.
yeah, so then after the niggas robbed us and shit like that, they got all our shit. I remember this thing. This thing was the craziest. When the boy was stepping off, he was like, but it sounded really genuine. The way he was like, all right, y'all be safe, yo. Like the way,
What? How do you say be safe in
Like
the
he
same
cared. Like he cared
but
about
the
y'all.
thing is, I felt like he stepped off like. The one nigga, he stepped off like he genuinely like fucked with us. Like, thanks for doing business with me. You know what I'm saying?
These niggas came
Right,
back.
well, he was about talking to you and your man that came back. Like, yo, y'all two niggas be safe. Y'all did some wild shit. Be safe when y'all leave here.
Yeah, he was just like, all right, y'all be good, yo. But it was, and then they just start sprinting up the street. Like, and we just sitting there like, holy shit. And the real bad part is we was right in front of my boy's crib.
Nah.
So we actually ran by his crib, like when we was running, because we didn't want to, you know what I mean? We ran by the crib. Where he tripped at was right at the crib. So it's like we just standing there and then we go right into the
Y'all, listen, y'all probably had a great shot at making friends with these guys. Like, listen, I did that. I did that with one of the most notorious stick-up kids in my city, Corey Parker. I made him my friend.
Why does the name just ring bells?
Oh, no.
all over
He's around right now. We'll get Corey on for like a life joint.
Yeah, well,
like, that'd be
tell
crazy.
Corey,
Make sure
I'm gonna check Corey at the motherfucking door for sure.
He gotta keep his hands in his pockets.
Listen, Corey Parker was treacherous, and it was only right that I made him my friend. When he would come and he would get ready because he come ask first. He ask you. Well, I know for me, he used to ask. Some niggas, he just used to choke them and then rip their pockets off or their jeans. Rip the whole pocket off and everything just falls out.
He was ripping pockets.
Right. No, and everything just
The
falls
rabbit
out.
ears king.
Yeah, but I made him my homie. That's what you should have tried. I just told him, like, I was like, yo, here go like $10, $20. You ain't got to take it. I was like, if you see me, if you fucked up, I got you. It's cool. We could work this out. And he was on some, and after a while, he's like,
He was like,
I like it. That makes sense. I don't gotta wrestle you down. You know what I mean? I don't need all the money. Feel me? Because that's all I was telling him. Like, don't try to take it all.
Listen,
you can't have all.
When I found out my man was stone cold pussy, this nigga called me. He called me like a week later. He in the Cherry Hill Mall. He sees a nigga in the mall.
With his shit on.
With his entire outfit from top to bottom. From the chain to the... He would have had the goddamn drawers on if he would have took the drawers, nigga. And then remember, you had to go to a fucking payphone back then.
Oh, yeah.
So he like ran over to the payphones, calls me. Like, it's a nigga in the fucking mall with my motherfucking whole outfit on, nigga. It's my chain and everything. And I'm like, nigga, go beat him the fuck up. Like, what's wrong with you? He like, shh. What if he got the joint on him? It's like, nigga, in the mall, fuck that. Take your chances, nigga. If you don't beat the brakes off that nigga, oh my God, nigga.
He really might have had
He was getting flashback to them shiny shit. That's all he kept seeing was shine.
He had 4 guns pointed at him. You know how crazy it is?
And they was shiny.
I would have chopped that.
It was like you couldn't miss
It
him.
was like we was in the motherfucking Matrix, nigga, all the way back then. I said, that nigga got robbed by Neo
Could
and
you
them.
imagine that they putting them shiny ass guns to you? They so shiny, he probably seen his reflection on the
Nigga,
motherfucking
no,
gun.
He
nigga,
thought it was
I
God
seen him.
coming
Right.
down.
Oh, I
Like,
seen them Jones in 3D. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a fact. When a nigga had that joint nipped at your nose, nigga, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, but anybody out there that ever experience or you may experience it, man. Listen, one thing I will say about robberies and shit like that is all that shit is replaceable, man. If you get caught slipping and motherfuckers really like get the drop on you, because it can happen to anybody, all that shit is replaceable, man. I know for me, like, I'm just not letting you not taking me nowhere. We're not going nowhere.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, that we're not going nowhere. If you're gonna try to drop me, you have to drop me where you got me. But now if you just want some shit, I'm gonna give it to you. If you just want some shit, I'm gonna give it to you. You catch me slipping, I'm gonna give it to you because I could get that shit back. That's that's kind of
Rich is a very, very intelligent. I'm dumb. The only reason why them niggas got my shit is because they had my man's naked on the ground.
It's because you wanted to have a heart.
Yeah, listen, no, because my man was naked on the ground because the other time niggas tried to rob me, we all know what happened. I come out swinging, nigga. Shout out to them
and
niggas.
they had the guns?
Shout out to them niggas and rest in peace to the one nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
This
God.
nigga Dad was pulling out all them jujitsu moves beforehand.
Listen, them
This
niggas, that nigga robbed one too many people in his life, and I guess somebody finally caught up to him. You know what I'm saying?
But
But-
sometimes all robberies aren't like, that intense, right, Garnett?
I didn't get robbed forcefully. They just stole right in front of us.
It wasn't right. Go ahead. Tell
You
them
almost
they
got
stole-
murdered.
Low key on some.
In a way, yeah, in a way.
Not even murder, you
In a way,
almost
it could have
got,
been
like,
that. It could
raped.
have been that. Nah,
Tell
man,
us what
stop
happened.
saying shit like that.
Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, so we was going up to Boston. It was me and a couple of my friends. We was going up to Boston. I was trying to interview Charlamagne. He was having like a book signing up there. So we was just going to go for a couple days. So we get up there. It's the Airbnb. One of my boys, he fucking around. He ended up breaking one of the cabinets to the doors. So we like, fuck, we got to go find a replaceable door.
Shout out to Goose.
Yeah, definitely shout out to because I still got the video for that. That's hilarious. But we like, yo, we got to go to a Lowe's or something to at least see what we could do about this. So we go to the Lowe's, whatever. While we at the Lowe's, my boy White Mike get a text from the lady that he rented the Airbnb from. Like, hey, listen, sorry, I didn't get a chance to clean up, but I'll be sending somebody by later to clean up. I'll be sending basically a maid later to clean up. He's like, all right, cool, whatever. All right. So we end up not finding nothing at Lowe's. It was actually going to take too long. So we go back to the Airbnb. So we
Can you
drove for 8
describe the
hours.
scene, though?
Yeah, just a second. So we drove there for 8 hours, and then we probably were there for a couple hours. So we tired. So we're like, yo, we about to lay down. So we lay down like right in front of the front door. It was me and Els. It was like an L-shaped couch. So he had one side of the couch, I had the other side of the couch. Mike went into the room, and then Goose went into another room. So the way that the Airbnb was set up, meanwhile, it was fishy, and I knew White Mike fucked up when he rented this because when we got closer to the area, I saw a liquor store like every other corner.
Oh, you was in the hood.
Yeah, we was
Yeah.
definitely in the hood. It
Uh-huh.
looked different, but I noticed that shit. Then
Chinese store with 8 niggas outside. Continue.
No,
know what
no
I mean?
Chinese store, but they definitely had like Burger Kings and McDonald's, like definitely right there. But so it was kind of like a duplex a little bit, but it had a main front door that takes you into the building. You got an upstairs, downstairs, but you could only get buzzed in from the main front door. So we end up taking a nap, sleeping, whatever. L's like, yo, do you hear the door ringing? I'm like, nah, like I didn't hear that shit, bro. So I lay back down. I actually hear it. So person come in. I'm like, all right, cool. Thinking it's somebody that live upstairs. Not really thinking nothing of it. So end up laying down. Next thing I know, you hear our door, our front door sitting there, about to open. So me and L's like look at each other. We like, oh fuck, like that's probably the maid.
Cleaning
This
lady.
bitch gonna find out. We ended up breaking the cabinet. Like we can't even get away with this shit. But we like, all right, let's kind of see how it's gonna play out. Like let's just sit here and see what she say. So door end up opening. L's end up looking up, but he never said nothing. The way I was laying, my like head was towards the front door, so I really couldn't see unless I sat up. So she ends up walking in. You hear like a trash bag. She's walking through or whatever, and I'm like, all right, cool, like trash bag, but it really wasn't that messy in there. Like thinking about it. So then I see that she going to the kitchen. I'm like, fuck. Like I look at Els look at me, and she go in the kitchen. You hear the bag, and then she like walk out of the kitchen. I look at Els like, yo, it's no fucking way, because the trash can is right next to the cabinet that we broke.
Okay.
So
So
I'm-
how did she not see it?
Exactly. So I'm like, yo, like, what the fuck? Like, so she ends up like leaving, walking out or whatever.
And
So
she didn't say nothing to you guys.
didn't say anything. So the way that Els described her, she was a younger black woman. So she ends up coming back in a couple minutes later. This time, Els sit up like, yo, like, you know, how you doing? He said when he looked, she was a little like startled, but she still walked down the long hallway, I guess, to still act like
So she
needed
didn't even
something.
notice y'all niggas was there.
No. She knew.
Oh,
She
okay.
didn't give a fuck.
Oh, okay.
She didn't care. She had to know. Like, we were literally right there as soon as we opened up the door. So she ends up like walking towards the long hallway. Now Goose says something. He's up. He's like, hey, how you doing? So he said the same thing. She looked a little startled. And then as she was leaving, I heard her like whisper a little bit. She was like, I'll be back later. So she ends up, walking out, whatever. So I'm like, all right, well, I look at my alarm, like, yo, we got like another hour or so before we got to head to the spot for the interview. So we might as well get up, get showered, get dressed. So as I get up, I notice in the kitchen where I put my camera at, it was my camera, it was my laptop, it was somebody else's laptop, it was my battery charger. I was getting like, I was set up for the night. I look and I'm like, yo, my camera not there. I'm like, these niggas is in here playing or something. So I'm walking around looking for it. Before I get pissed off, I'm like, all right, let me just see like if I find it before they like, yo, I'm joking, Garnett. So I'm walking around, I don't find it. I do that shit like 2 or 3 times. I'm like, yo, where y'all put my camera at, dog? Like, I'm not playing. Like, nigga, like, why the fuck would we play around with your camera? And I never believed Goose. I never, ever believed Goose.
If y'all
So I'm
know
like,
Goose.
I'm like, Goose, what's up? He like, dog, I really didn't do it. Like, I swear to God. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, man, that bitch took my camera, man. He was like, what? How do you know? How do you know? So now they all up looking for it. So when I go in to look in the refrigerator, we just had bought a bottle of Captain Morgan. That motherfucker wasn't there, bro.
Stop. She took the liquor too.
Yes, that motherfucker wasn't there. And that's what I knew. I said, yo, y'all don't see my camera, right? They was like, yeah, it's not here. I'm like, yeah, well, somebody pour a Captain and Coke. They was like, yo, where the fuck the bottle at? I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, yes, they stole. They stole
So
something,
they
man.
just was stealing all types of shit.
No, but the way it was set up, like this really felt like some power shit the way it was set up. So at that point, I'm like, yo, listen, I'ma call the cops or whatever. And Mike is calling the lady like, yo, basically like, yo, your cleaning lady stole from us. She don't pick up at all. She's ducking everything. So we ended up making a phone call, whatever, call the cops. Cops end up coming probably like a half hour later. But the way that the neighborhood and even the house was set up, this what made it weird. It was like no blinds in the main area. So we were literally like looking outside and down the street, and it was one car sitting down the street the entire time. And it was probably like 1 or 2 cars driving around the same block for like the next hour or so. The whole thing was mad weird. Then the cop ended up getting there, black woman. That's why I said it reminded me of Power. Because
Oh yeah, what's the
black cop?
Yeah, remember the black cop, John?
A jukebox.
Jukebox.
So she's there. She's like, hey, taking. She was she just took our names. She ain't asked for ID or anything. She just took our names. So then she's like, explain what happened. Told her, let her know what happened, and she chuckled a little bit. She was like, yeah, they robbed y'all. And I'm like, yo, like what the fuck? Like this is a real intense pressure situation, and you out here cracking jokes, and she like, yeah, like they robbed y'all. So then White Mike ended up saying something to her because online at Airbnb, it's a white woman's apartment. So we described her as being black, and he said, and she said the owner definitely isn't a black woman. It's like, how do you know that? How do you know about that Airbnb?
Apartment?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like how?
Like
how
you're
do you
a
know
police officer that just came on the scene, so they had you all in some crazy weird setup shit. And and to fast forward, the crib ended up really belonging to what? To who?
It belonged to a realtor company. It's no actual person that owns it.
So it's
a company.
some scam setup shit where people would go into this Airbnb and just get robbed, and they
Right.
didn't
So
shut
they're
the joint
basically
down.
promoting this Airbnb,
Yeah.
Yes.
and they don't even own the shit. They just know it's vacant.
No. So no. It's their property, but no one actually lives there. So that's their way to try to make money off it to actually rent it out. But if a crime goes down under that company, no one owns it. It's no one's house.
It's some weird
no one
shit.
can
So
say anything.
people
And-
go there and get robbed.
And the
If
cops
you go
knew,
there,
you
you
think-
get
you
robbed.
think
No,
that
well,
lady
it
knew.
was just too much. It was just like, hold on, like it felt funny. It felt like we was being watched. Once we realized what was going on and everything was happening, it was like none of this seems right. Everything is calculated, and it was like, thank God, like we didn't leave for the night and then come back, and this nigga sitting inside of the crib and got everything, and now they got us.
Yeah.
running
And now
wild
y'all
into
was
other
butt naked,
shit.
no pistols, no nothing.
They would have took all our Tommy Hilfiger. I promise you. They would have took all that shit. But the crazy thing is, when I'm like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. We still got to try to make it to this event. Like, we ain't come out here for nothing. I know I can't get the interview, but that nigga owe us some books at least. We gonna get them books. So we end up going there, and when it came time for the book signing, we was at the back of the line, and it was a couple girls we just was end up talking to that was from there, and they asked us where we were staying. We told her Dorchester. She was like, wow, it's kind of crazy, this and that. And then Elle start breaking down the story like, yo, you wouldn't believe it. We got here super late because this happened. And she like chuckled too. She was like, yo, man, that shit was just on the news the other day. Like that's what they doing out here. Like, and we got caught up in the scam.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They got a whole
And that sound
organized
that
situation.
I'm glad that you told that story because that's pretty that's like some information that we all can use.
Yeah.
When you getting out of
Traveling
town,
places, yep.
Airbnb.
Yeah.
Look at what just happened to Pop Smoke. Rest in peace, Pop Smoke, man. Crazy album. Shout out to 50 Cent. But look at what happened to guys like that. Just when you post, I don't know if it was exactly when he posted his address, but you just got to be careful,
Listen,
man.
it's super
Gotta be
dangerous.
careful.
I'm gonna be careful with this. Is a friend of mine. He is, or I could say, at one time was a celebrity. And you got to be careful too with the beefing online shit. My homie was beefing online. He was talking heavy, as men do, back and forth. You never know how far the other person on the end of that computer will go. And they exchange words back and forth. He looking at it like it's internet beef. You know what I mean? I don't do the internet shit, whatever, nigga. I'm da-da-da-da-da. This person put a whole female in play. Paid a whole female to kick it to my man, saw that was his weakness, so he fucked with the chicks hard. End up talking to her for a minute. She gets an Airbnb, invites him over to the Airbnb. When he get to the Airbnb, it's all niggas in there with pistols. All niggas, shorty bounce. They beat him up, pistol whipped him crazy, shot him twice, once in a stump, once in a pelvis, and grazed him in the head, left him in there, fucked up. Off a nigga that you was just saying shit back and forth
Be careful, man.
on the internet.
I remember one time I was in a situation, something similar. I won't go into too much details about this certain situation, but I remember a time I felt like I was about to be set up and I was with some females and all I know is the phone rang and when they took the call, and I already knew I was in a situation that was weird and I probably shouldn't have been there, but I was there for a reason. Like sometimes you never gonna find out if right. That's how I be feeling. Like that's how I got shot, for real. Because I seen the whole shit going down and still stayed. Because I didn't know if it was for real unless I stayed, which is weird. But same situation. I get a call, and when the other person on the call, when they said whatever they were saying to the other person, the first thing that came out the girl's mouth was like that they was with me and the location. Like, oh nah, we just chilling. We here with wop. And I'm like, oh, that was real loose.
Yeah.
I'm like,
who are you talking to?
Yeah, I put 1 + 1 together quickly. So as soon as she hung up, I was like, yo, I gotta make a move. I just got a call, And they like, oh, but hold up, we just got. I'm like, no, I gotta run. I'll be right back. Right back. I ain't letting them stop me. I left. Came back with my homie. And the pistols. And came back with one of my homies and the pistol. As soon as I got in the room, pulled the pistol out, put it on the table. Let's party. Let's get it. Start taking off my shit. It's party time. Next thing you know, they was like, yeah, it's time to go. We got to go. We just got to call. We got to leave. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just putting that out there to tell you, like, it's real. It's real, man. It's real, And people should really be ashamed of themselves, man, because people wonder how they end up. Even females.
Oh yeah, accessory to a fucking murder. That's a fucking fact.
Right. Not only that, because sometimes a lot of these females might get little bullshit off where you set a nigga up, a nigga got killed. You set a nigga up and the nigga got robbed. But then you wonder why, like,
your life is the way it is.
Right now, at your current life, you older and you ain't really got shit. Ain't shit really going on for you. Like,
That's a
but
fact.
you got to understand that karma work like that. Sometimes people don't even realize that they going through their karma. Sometimes people forget about all the fucked up shit they done did that they thought slid through the cracks. And then you wake up one day and you going through it. Life has just really got you like by the balls. My whole thing is just like, yeah, man, I just put that out there to say be careful to people. You can't trust and it's a shame. We love the ladies, but even with the ladies, y'all get crazy. And guess what?
Especially when it comes to love. Like when it come to love and that nigga ain't really giving them, they in love, but that nigga ain't in love with that female.
Right.
I've seen it happen.
Spiteful.
They do spiteful shit and then be like, oh, just rob the nigga, whatever. But the nigga end up getting killed. Now what?
And
now you look crazy.
Yeah, that's not real.
And just money, period. Like, let's be honest. Like, because this is something that I felt like is a real thing, and we don't talk about it because we love our women, right? And we, our job is to really like uphold our women and uplift our women, and which we want to do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
On a pedestal.
Whenever we go to like badmouth or bash a woman, it's like, oh, yo, they like womenizing or some shit like that. Nah. I think women should be held accountable too for the fucked up shit that they do.
No, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of women, out there that, guess what? Over money, it's a lot of women out there. We only talk about dudes who hate. Women hate, bro. Mm-hmm. Women get jealous. Women hate. Women talk shit. Especially like some of the shit you might not hear about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's behind closed doors. But it's a fact, bro. And I just state this. I just like to say, like, you better be careful on which karma you bring. To yourself,
let's be honest. Most setups,
look at
it's with a woman, through a woman. Most setups.
Look at the bad chick from up New York. I don't really want to get too much
I
into
know
her
what you're
situation
talking
because
about.
I don't know the details. But Miss DR, she was a bad, super bad joint that I was following, and then next thing you know, they locked her up. And next thing you know, it came out that they said that she set somebody up for a murder. It was a murder. New York, somebody from up NY, I think they killed somebody and they up in Jersey, North Jersey or something. And I ain't heard from her
Like,
since.
remember Cardi had gotten hot with her because she had talked about setting niggas up back in the day and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful.
And we got to stop trying to find a way to justify these things and glorify. I'm from the streets. And it's about time that the streets, I never knock the streets because I understand certain people's background, their families, how they coming up. They ain't even got no family. So I never knock the streets for certain people and certain reasons. But we got to stop glorifying shit that's toxic in the fucking streets when the streets could be better.
Absolutely.
Like, we got to stop saying like, okay, robbing, shysting, shading your man, killing your man, setting your homie up because he told you no one time out of fucking 20.
Yeah.
Like, a reason.
Oh my God.
Is a reason to get your man killed, or is a reason. Like, that's the toxic shit on why
and it happens often.
And that's
way
why they.
too
I got a
often.
That's
weird
why they
opinion
compare
about
street niggas
something
to
too.
KKK.
I got a weird opinion about something too. Most people from our environment that play like by the street rules say that they have more respect for a person that robs people than a person that like steals, right? But I don't. I actually don't. Because they'll be like, at least the person was man enough to go up and rob a person, whatever. I don't believe that. I believe there's less harm. It might be more coward. I don't even know if it's more cowardly because you're not walking up and robbing a nigga without a pistol.
What's the difference between robbing and stealing?
Because they feel like stealing is like, okay, the girl, she went, they broke in your crib, they robbed your house and left, right?
Nobody was there.
Nobody was there, whatever
Got
the case may be. They'd be like, man, that's a thief. I ain't a thief. I'm a robber. I'll look you in the eyes and rob you. But the difference is when you robbing somebody, you literally putting their life in danger and you telling them, I need you to choose between whatever you worked hard for in your life.
And that's the bragging point. That's still the tough part about it is that, no, I'm actually, a lot of people, they want you to struggle because they want to be able to get a chance to be like, yo, I shot that nigga or killed that nigga.
And that's what happened to the young boy a few years back in Pennsauken. You know what I'm saying? Remember the young boy? I think he got shot with a pump. You know what I'm saying?
And listen, and even that, them dudes that's coming with like the pistols and all that shit, even them, that's not the original tough guy.
It's not.
That's like just shady. It's a little cowardly too, but because the original tough niggas was the niggas who used to like, and this way back, like when a motherfucker come tell you, like, yo, listen, you need to have $1,000 to me every week. I see what's going on.
Right.
I'll be to see you next week. Had that 1,000, or we.
Do you respect that person?
I don't respect what they doing, but
you rather them do that than trying to harm somebody.
Yeah, if something gonna happen to me, I'd rather you do that. I would respect you. I wouldn't respect you at all because you on some bullshit.
You still threatening me,
right.
but you didn't just walk up to me in the middle of me chilling, doing what I'm doing. I'm walking.
You giving me an opportunity to fight for myself.
Right.
And I know dudes that did that. Right. I've known tough dudes that did that. Like they'd come tell a nigga like, nah, nigga, like this the rent now, nigga. And you be like, rent? They be like, yeah, you heard what I said? I'm coming by every week.
But it's the tax.
So I'm just saying, like, even like, because sometimes people, and I get it, because the streets, we glorify the wrong shit, man. We got so many young kids right now that's thinking, because you'll grab your pistol, right? Because you think you the sneakiest person in the world, because that's what you really be thinking. You thinking like, with this pistol, you move so sneakily that you could creep up on anybody you want and just gun a person down and keep adding these murders to your shit that makes you so fucking cool and so fucking healthy for the community. Yep. My nigga, you wrong. You wrong, and we need a wake-up call.
Yeah, these niggas be on Twitter telling on these, like niggas really be on there like literally niggas be on there like, nigga, I got more bodies than you.
That too. God forbid they do run down with like a fucking case and you done told the whole fucking scenario.
Exactly.
But don't we actually need them niggas to tell on themselves? Like if a nigga's going out, if a nigga, if these young ass kids, niggas be literally 20 years old arguing on Twitter like, nigga, I got more bodies than you, nigga, like out in Chicago and shit like that. They running around just like they in a Grand Theft. They on some Grand Theft Auto shit.
I mean, listen, it's a shame. We would want them to grow and get better and do better before they do some harm to somebody. But before they do some harm to somebody, if they end up getting themselves the fuck in a jail cell somewhere or whatever because of the lifestyle they chose and the actions they choose to take, that's the fuck on them.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying? So like, I feel you on that, and I don't wish jail on no man. I never done that. I remember beefing with my enemies, and I ain't want my enemies in jail.
But we don't respect the people that are out here trying to rob and kill and set niggas up. There's a nigga right now in Camden that's just still around, and this is what he do. And motherfuckers be out here in the club with him, partying with him. Yeah, nigga, y'all glorifying what that nigga doing.
Yeah, so it's always some shit. Like, listen.
Like a lose-lose situation.
Niggas robbed a young boy, man, that was out here selling waters.
Yeah, they did.
That's out of pocket.
Nigga was selling waters, bro. Like a kid. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's how far it don't even be like no limits on it. Like, oh, homie sits on the side of the road all day while it's hot as hell selling waters. We're gonna let him work and do that all day rather than I'ma go set up waters.
Yeah, do it the they want to take the easy route.
Yeah. I will catch him tonight. Come up off that bread. Like that's.
And when he probably selling the waters $2, like come on now.
But niggas just do anything, man. Niggas do anything.
Be like that.
I ain't man. I ain't gonna hold you. Like I just pray for people, man. I wish we create better energy and find a better way, man.
We're gonna be putting out that positive energy.
Yeah, we need to find all them niggas, sit them down and make them watch that Black is King.
Absolutely.
Sit there and watch that, nigga.
Get inspired. Build a legacy, nigga.
Yeah. Harder to rob people with that Beyonce melodies going on here.
For real.
You might need to strap fucking headphones to these niggas' head.
Go stick the KKK up.
Yeah.
Listen.
Take their Confederate flags. Take a couple hoodies.
Yeah. But niggas ain't ready for that conversation. Niggas not ready to.
Just saying, man. I'm just saying.
Niggas don't even want opposition. Niggas is looking for. This is another thing. A lot of times, even when niggas do say war, that's just how we say it in the street. In the hood, is like, I was at war with him. Most people never really been at war. War is we coming with guns, y'all coming with guns, and we shooting. Niggas was getting dropped off in jungles with machine guns, and we know when we get over this hill, when we get up this mountain, it's a bunch of niggas up there with guns, and we shooting at each other.
Right.
Not. We ran by their block, shot at them, ran home. They came to our block, rolled through, boom. You know what I'm saying? It's never we meeting up with guns.
And we're gonna
think
shoot
about
each
this.
other.
Niggas was on some. Think about these Civil War niggas. Imagine a frontline Civil War nigga. The nigga was marching in the front. He know what time it is. They far away. They can see each other. You know what I'm saying? They see when they look an inch tall, and they just walking up with a musket. Every time you
I think that's the dumbest form of like anything.
Nah, but
niggas is waiting in line to get shot.
But that's
you had to clean the gun after every shot. Like they used to butt the joint and then stick the joint down there.
But to a soldier, to somebody whose job is to fight a war when the war arrives, that's like probably like the most prestigious feeling for you to be on the front line knowing it came, it's going down.
Yeah,
you gotta fight. So my whole thing is like, nah, I kind of like, I dig that, and they kind of like they kind of like the situations I was referring to like the original gangsters that was like in the streets in the city, because they would let you see it.
Yeah,
it was almost like, yo, we could meet and draw like the westerns, nigga. If you don't have my money,
cause it ain't a lot of, and you never heard of a drive-by stabbing. I'm gonna tell you, if there was no guns, a lot of niggas is not even trying to go up close for no kind of work. You know what I'm saying? Where they end up with that knife in them. You know what I mean? As them niggas back in the day, them Spartan niggas. Imagine walking up to a nigga with a sword. He got a sword.
Hell no,
first nigga to not duck right is cut the fuck up.
That's entertaining.
And you gotta be careful trying to rob people, because I've been seeing a lot of internet videos of robberies and shit like that, where like the people they running up on got that thing. He got that thing and he backed that thing out right on out, and niggas is getting killed, getting shot. You following people home. You try and go in people's crib. You don't know what the fuck
guns
they got
jamming.
in there. Yeah, all kinds of because you never know. Yeah. You never know when God gonna kick in.
You bought a high point, it's over. That shit's trash.
The worst guns in history.
It's like you bought one of those nigga, and you go on a robbery. You trying to kill yourself. Yeah. You better get a revolver. That's not good. That's not advice though.
Nines failed horribly with that joint.
It's like terrible. But everybody, this has been another episode of the Devinwade Show. For myself, Devinwade, Dangerous DevNasty, Mr. Choke Your Mom Out and Choke Your Pop Out. For Garnett Briscoe.
Why are you down? Now he doing it.
Yeah, now he mocking you. For Porter Rich, a.k.a. Porno Porter, a.k.a. Pineapple Porter.
Porterfax.
Hashtag that.
Shout out to the people, man. Let's appreciate the nickname.
And for the head, Detective, Fashion Goddess, Splash World, Waleska D.
In honor of DJ Chelsea Lee. I just, my girl's not here, so I feel like I have to do the honors to do this.
Let's get it.
This is going to be very interesting. Y'all ready for this? Come on, Baylo. Y'all ready?
Baylo.
Y'all ready?
Yo, yours is trash.
Nah, she fresh. She fresh. She raw.
Chelsea,
she gotta go home and work on it a little bit. Next week we'll have a double entendre.
Listen, this is just in the honor of her.
Nah.
I ain't the moment
Chelsea,
queen.
Chelsea, she did you dirty, yo. She did you dirty, Chelsea. We out.
Call Wally, Chelsea.
Hey, Les. You got me fucked up. No, I'm not somebody that just lucked up. They seen this coming from the jump. Couldn't reach my level if you jumped up from the gun bust. They was saying unless you different, dog. Couldn't fade a nigga unless it was Clippers involved. NBA, set a play, I'm the pick of them all. No NDA, tell everybody the shit that you saw. GOAT, make sure that it's properly read. Skip the show that I had, I hit the opera instead. Plotting at 6 million, really all that I'm wanting. All the shit that you dream about, I already done it, cause I'm a goat.